Hey, happy Friday, everyone. Hope you are doing well. It's the end of the week, end of the third week of March. Spring is here. Yesterday was officially the first day of spring, and so spring is here. Uh, Days are getting longer, days are getting warmer, so it's a beautiful time of the year. And this is In the Raw, unscripted, unpracticed, unedited conversation. And we've been talking about the sayings of Jesus, the things that he said while he was here on earth. And today I am reading out of Matthew 6:31 through 34. And this is part of the infamous Sermon of the Mount that Jesus gave to hundreds of his followers, disciples. And he basically established a new way of living for God, a new way of conducting ourselves as people of God, and it was his way. He basically shared his philosophy, his way, and I kind of say philosophy with a grain of salt because it's basically his word, his word, his um, his kingdom that was established here on earth. And he says, "So don't worry, saying, 'What shall we eat?' or 'What shall we drink?' or 'What shall we wear?' For the pagans run after all these things, and your heavenly Father knows that you need them. But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own." So there's so many things we can say about this passage, about what Jesus said. Many teachings have come out of this, and from finances to mental health, I guess. It's just a broad, excuse me, a broad topic to talk about. But what I think the most important thing that I'm getting out of this is that he's saying, don't worry about things. I've read, and I'm sure you've read this too, or you've seen this somewhere, you've heard it. You know, something like 80 to 90% of the things that we worry about, we can't control. We don't have control over. Can you imagine 80 to 90% of the things that we worry about? We don't have control over them, and we worry about them. We worry sick about them. We lose sleep. We lose, appetite. We become irritable, and so many things that happen to us emotionally because we are worried about things that we're not able to control. So, what is he saying here? He's just saying, don't worry about the things that you think matter to you. And he starts by saying, don't worry, saying, what am I going to eat? What am I going to drink? What am I going to wear? How many times has that been like a big dilemma for us, right? And we worry about those things. And that's not necessarily what we're going to eat, but many people sometimes worry about, do I have enough money for these things? Do I have enough to acquire the things that I want to enjoy? And there's nothing wrong with wanting to enjoy things. There's nothing wrong with wanting to have things. There is nothing wrong with wanting to become better in how we eat and what we eat and the places we go, the things that we wear, the things that we have. But then he says the pagans run after all these things. And this is the question: are you running after these things? And that brings it. That opens it up to consumerism. Which is not good. We want to have things because so and so has those same things. We want to fit in. We want to be part of a group, a part of a clique. So we want to have the latest, gadgets, the latest and greatest toys, or a certain car, or live in a certain place, or do certain things, or wear certain brands or whatever. And he says the pagans run after all these things. And the question is, are you running after these things? And as you're running after these things, you are worrying. You work. and it consumes all your time working so you can make enough money to buy those things, and some of those things, we make a distinction between needing and wanting them, right? Sometimes we don't need them, but we want them. Sometimes we do need them. I mean, we need a car to get around. We need food to eat. We need clothes to wear. And then he says, your heavenly Father knows that you need them. So, why worry about something that God knows I need? If I trust in him, he will provide. And here's the key. Here's the key to all of this. Seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. So, we are wrongly motivated, I should say. We're motivated to run after these things, not thinking about anything else, and that's all we want. And we work, and we focus on those things. And what Jesus is saying here is, all you need to do, God knows that you need these things, and he even knows that you want some of these things. But the most important thing that you need to do, the biggest focus you should have, is seeking his kingdom first and his righteousness. What does that mean? Does that mean I have to go to church every day? No. Does that mean that I have to be good all the time? Not even that. All it means is that you should be striving to be like God every day, like be like Christ. It means that you should be involving yourself in righteousness, doing what's right, doing what's correct. That's what that means, and living according to his kingdom, according to what he has established here, doing good to others, everything that he's taught, being, loving your enemies, doing what's right, being humble, doing all these things. And then he says they will be given to you. And he finishes by saying, don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about the future. Sometimes we worry about what's going to happen in the future. And, the future will come and all its issues that it might bring. But he says, just worry about today. Live today. Just live the day as it's, the best day of your life, and God will provide everything that you need. Just live each day and just make the best of each day. And so my challenge to you, and my hope, that you will live today as it was your best day of your life. You'll start seeing how things are going to be much better for you. All right. Well, I hope you have an amazing day, amazing weekend, and we will talk to you soon.